to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. Casting on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regret. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I breathe.
And welcome to Owlet Season 3.5. We have the Majors match coming at you. We're going to have a journey here. We've got Odyssey and we've got Bandicoots. It's going to be a great match. Both these teams are so close in the standings. And just with how much these teams are in the middle of the pack, a lot can be decided here off of who wins this game. I am KWing, and I am here with SantaClaws. SantaClaws, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing today. These two teams are only separated by 2 map differential points. One team lost a map, one team won a map, and that's the only thing that separates them. 4 teams are separated by 2 maps, so whoever wins this will be pushed up into 4th place, pending on the other map wins tonight, of course. I'm very excited to see what Odyssey pull out here because they are down by 1 map to Bandicoots. Bandicoots are holding the 4th place spot and Odyssey is holding the 6th place. But as I said before, they're extremely close, so anything can happen. What do you think
Absolutely.
of Odyssey? Like, what are you expecting to see out of them tonight?
I don't know, honestly. There's a lot that we can see out of this team. And, we've had some really interesting patches come through pretty recently. So the meta still hasn't taken shape perfectly yet. So there's still a lot of room for moving around, honestly. There's a lot of room for crazy stuff.
Agreed. And Zim, I know that he loves to play the Zarya. His Zarya is amazing. And if we're seeing a Zarya hog meta or something of the sort, I'm expecting to see him burning people down on that Zarya. So he's 100% somebody to watch out for if they decide to go double off tank.
That is possible here. Zim does have that Zarya pick that could come out, but we're going to have to see here. I'm excited to see these two teams come out, and I'm just excited. So
Yeah, I don't think anybody really knows what's going on with the meta right now. I think most teams are going to stick to the double bubble, the Winston Zarya dive is what it's normally called, or the Hog Zarya. We might even see a little bit of Hog Diva on maps where there's more high ground control and people don't want to run the Winston because the Diva can take control of the high ground much easier than Hog can with her boosters. I don't think pigs can fly yet.
yet, you know, you hit a hog with another hog's whole hog, and they start to fly, they take off, and but honestly, let's talk a little bit about Bandicoots here. We talked about Odyssey and that I thought we were going to be getting in there, but we had a little bit of we were having a little bit of technical issues on one side, but I'm not sure. I
And there
mean,
goes another one. What? All right.
oh, they're
Oh,
dropping like
they're
flies
dropping
here.
like
We're losing
flies.
people.
Oh gosh, it seems like the internet's even more spotty than the Boston Uprising's game plan. I don't know what to tell you. If Bandicoots are missing their main tank, oh, I saw in the chat there that Bandicoot said they forfeit. Thankfully, it was a joke. I was very scared for a second.
Yeah. Well,
But
it looks like we're all done here. Great cast, SantaClaws. See you next time.
No, we're still on, fortunately, because if we had to end this with a forfeit, I'd be very disappointed because I'm hyped up to see a very good match. We're still waiting on Pineapple to come in if he decides to come back, or Bandicoots has a lot of players that they can theoretically put in, and they're bringing in their coach, maybe, as a ringer, Jeffbot. All right. Ooh, Jeffbot has to ring for Pineapple. Apparently, Pineapple's adapter broke, or something
That's
like that.
not good there. The internet is a finicky beast, and now, it's not really good. But you have Jeffbot who's gonna have to come in, and luckily for Bandicoots, you do have some kind of you have a little bit of synergy with your coach at least, so you could play. But,
A little bit.
It's better than
Yes, for sure. Ringers are sometimes very tough to instantly get like synergy with, simply because hey, I have to do this, and you don't know how you're supposed to work. At least Jeffbot, he's the person making all the decisions, what they're going to run, and everything of the sort. So he knows their game plan just as well as any player. Now, the question is he going to be able to perform? And that is what we have to wait and see right now.
Absolutely. We'll see if Jeffbot's going to be able to perform here as we get into our first map, which is going to be Oasis. And there's a lot of different sort of strategies that can come out on Oasis based on what round we have first. If we have City Center, you have a lot of high ground that can be contested by a diva. You can see some of that,
or the double bubble.
You can see
or the
dive.
double bubble, Winston dive. But it all depends on the first map, because some teams have just one bad map that they hate to play. And if they get that one first, then the tides could turn. They could just be feeling their backs against the wall, the pressure. The mental game's going to be very important with Bandicoots, especially now that they're down a person.
Nah, I thought you meant that off of how they were playing before the round got started in earnest, which was kind of jumping into the pit closest to spawn, just having some fun, doing whatever. And now the assembled hero phase is almost done. We're going to see what these teams are going to pull out. And I think it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to try and directly contest the high ground with something like a diva, maybe a diva Winston dive. There's a lot you can see.
Ooh.
All right, on the side, it's interesting. On the side of Bandicoots, you have the Zarya Roadhog, and on the side of Odyssey, you have the Winston Diva, like a pure dive.
I think there might be some troll picks coming out on the side of Bandicoot just to flash, say that haha funny, but I don't think Repeat's going to be on the Bastion. He's going to be on the Echo here. Only difference should be the Ashe versus the Tracer for the DPS lines.
Yeah, personally, I don't really like a Tracer pick into an Ashe because that Ashe has such a high damage. One good shot, one headshot onto a Tracer can just absolutely delete them. Speaking of one good headshot, Kemi going to just come in and get that headshot, and Repeat going to take down Rippin' Pimpin' as well. Going to give their life for it, but still, all the picks going towards Bandicoot side, and they're going to start capping this point.
That was a very clean team fight. We were talking about how the Tracer wouldn't get any value. We completely overlooked the Echo. She just got shut down extremely quickly, and I don't think anybody was expecting that. Not even, especially not Jack. Coming into this fight, it's going to be relatively even, except for the only fact that, well, they can't Odyssey can't dive into a Roadhog with a hook. There's no high ground to contest, so they're just holding choke.
And Zim going to jump in on the back line, but the peel is going to be there. Oh, and going to get hooked and cooked. The anti-nade going to land on 2 of the members of Bandicoots, and they're going to get taken down. Jack going to use a focusing beam on both of them because there's no support, and the pulse bomb going to come in, take down Ian there. Great moves there by Jack using that focusing beam so well. Jack has gotten 3 kills with the focusing beam, but it's still not over. There's still 1 person left on the point for Bandicoots. They're going to fall, and it's going to be the members of Odyssey turning this around with an amazing performance by Jack.
Jack carried that fight. I don't know what to say other than that. First pick, beautiful nade from Ian, but now Jack just decided he's going to carry. He's going to have the copy, potentially look to copy the hog, contest hog a little bit, or maybe the Ash, get in a Bob. But Snope's got the whole hog. This could turn a fight very easily.
Yes, whole hog is such a powerful ultimate here, and there's so much to come out of it. Oh, or Repeat could just jump in and take down Zephyr, and the resurrection going to come in before the fight breaks out, but Jetbot's gonna go down immediately. That's not good for Bandicoots. The Mercy is such an important hero. Here comes Repeat, has the Diva Bomb, going to use it, but it's just gonna get bubbled, and it's not gonna find anything. The copy going to fade, and Halfiber going to get taken down by Kemi. That's what I was talking about with the Tracer. Just going to, if you find yourself in an Ash's crosshairs as a Tracer, it's not good. Here comes the Diva Bomb. Oh, and it's fine. Repeat, and Jetbot just gonna go down to the explosive play, pun intended, of Jax.
And that was so scrappy. There were so many ults used on both sides. The Nano coming out from Ian, Zephyr. Their tank ults were invested on both sides, but Snope's coming back to the whole hog. Vantage has his grab. The whole hog grab is known for just... Whole hog does a lot of damage up close, but it pushes people away. If you can't get away, that's going to be doing an insane amount of damage right now, and that's what Bandicoots needs. They need to win this fight. This is last fight territory right now.
Absolutely, it is up to Bandicoots here. Here comes the pulse on.
Oh, he gets support.
Oh, Fiber just comes in behind them. Then the graviton with Jax. It's all coming up Odyssey. And Snope's gonna use the whole hog, gonna get Zim 82, but it's not gonna be enough. And round 1 is going to go to Odyssey.
My gosh, Jax and Jack seem to be the 2 people who are putting in as much work as possible on the side of Odyssey. The Eden grab, the collapses, the peel for the res. When Repeat got on Zephyr early on, he got the Sticky Bombs kill. Jax immediately turned around, stopped all the damage coming in from Repeat, Kemi, everybody else, and just brought the res back up. And that allowed them to survive because Mercy can't heal 1 person very well. And so that was amazing play off both Jax and Jack. And here we're going to be seeing the double bubble from both teams. Same exact comp as last time with the Ashe versus Tracer.
You do have the Winston Diva on. It's the same comp still with that Winston Diva, and you have this high ground in the middle. So power to contest that high ground with the Winston and the Diva Odyssey cannot be overstated here. And again, you have the same comps. Oh, but Jetbot's gonna go down early. Halfiber just going to dive in, and like you said, the resurrection is not there when you lose that Mercy early. So something like Repeat going down is brutal because you cannot get the resurrection. Snope is gonna find Jack though, but still, like we said, no, there's the resurrection from Rip and Pippin, and it's just the members of Odyssey racking up ult charge and capping the point. And like I said with ult charge, Halfiber is 90% to pulse bomb.
And you don't normally see Tracers get a lot of stuff done with their Pulse Bombs, but Halfiber, I believe he got 3 or 4 kills with his Pulse Bomb that last round. So if he can get a stick and build a Pulse Bomb every single fight, that's 1 free team fight no matter what ults they use. I'm very excited to see who Halfiber goes for.
Repeat is on the Reaper, going to try and counter off these very big, very large tanks that the members of Odyssey have. The Pulse Bomb's gonna come out, it's not gonna find anything. Repeat's gonna find the pickup onto Jack, and Rip and Pippin's gonna find the pickup onto Repeat.
He
A
pulled out the Glock.
bloodthirsty Mercy taking out the little pea shooter and taking down Repeat there. Good play.
The Tracer's flanking right here, though, but he's spotted out. But he might be able to get a sneaky pulse bomb onto one of the supports.
He might be able to trying to charge up that ultimate there. And here comes Zim. Nano gets the oh no. Oh, Zim
Wrong.
uses the primal rage, and then but it still gets kills. It feels like no matter what they do, it still gets kills. Zim gets nanoed, gets the primal rage, and gets immediately sucked into the graviton. But he still gets a pick with it.
It's not enough from the side of Bandicoots. They use the nano, they use the grav. I mean, there were a lot of ults, 3 ults used on the side of Odyssey, but I don't think it's going to be enough. This is the last fight, and all they have is Primal, Bob, and Val. That's not enough to flip it. One good stick could change the world.
It could, and now we're gonna look at we're gonna see if Halfiber can get anything. They flanking around. We'll see. Oh, they're all grouped up. This could be absolutely brutal if they get the stick. Here comes the Pearl Bomb. It's gonna get Ian. They're going to be able to touch, but the Resurrect is gonna come in, but Kemi's already down. But Ribbon Pippin is gonna go down. The bomb isn't gonna find anything from Jax. Just trying to remech there. And the picks are going towards Bandicoots, but it's not gonna be over yet. Everyone's still fighting out on this point. It's overtime. Oh, but Ian going down is not going to be good. I mean, Zephyr going down. Can't read, apparently.
Yeah. Clean-ish team fight, as clean as you can say. Only 2 ults were used there, the Bob and the Primal, and the Valk actually make that 3. And now there's a Blossom Grav, but Snopes is asleep.
Snopes just gets slapped. That's a good play there from Zephyr, immediately putting pressure onto Snopes. And you have the Grav Death Blossom. That could be just the fight win here. So it's gonna be up to the members of Bandicoots to Jack taking down Kemi and Ian. Both of those hit scans right away. The Death Blossom gonna come in. It's gonna find 1, 2 in that Grav going to go down. Jeffbot going down could seal the deal, though. That Mercy so important, but still.
That's the
barely
fight.
Though. Bandicoots will take it.
I was thinking I didn't like the far pick because you have the Ana, you have the McCree, but first shot from Jack just completely proved me wrong there. Now on the side of Odyssey to come retake, you have 2 fights. You can use this one to build up as long as you end it quickly. But right now, Bandicoots have nothing. They're sitting at a nice 0 ultimates other than the Nano, and that might not be enough.
Here comes the Nano. Onto Vantage. Both of the Winstons get a pick, but Zephyr going down could be the... Oh, Jeffbot's going to go down as well. It's going to be so close. Zephyr going to get the Resurrection. It's going to be close. Zim getting the pick up on the Snopes could seal the deal.
It's so scrappy. It's going to
be scrappy. It will be scrappy, but it's just a matter of inches here. Each pick from either side could be absolutely massive.
The Valk is coming back in.
Jack with the barrage. No, it doesn't get anything. Jeffbot comes in and takes down the ulting of Pharah, but Jeffbot gets taken down by Zim, and Halfiber finds a pick up on a Repeat. Here comes the Resurrection onto Zephyr. That's absolutely critical. Now you have both the supports and all the healing that you need if you're Odyssey. And now they're cleaning up, and it's gonna be up to the members of Bandicoots to try and touch the point. They are going to get a little bit of stall, but Repeat's going to go down immediately. Vantage trying to spin to win on the Wrecking Ball. Here comes the Valkyrie just to deal more damage to these stall picks. Oh, the Pulse Bomb's going to come in onto Vantage.
And
not going to last long. Kemi going to come back in. It just feels like as soon as they kill one, but as soon as I say that, they finally get the last staggers, and Odyssey comes out on top.
Bandicoots just simply needed to just get kills to swing the turn of the fight in their favor there. They were getting kills, but then by the time that they were finishing cleaning up the stragglers, people just, oh, that's a beautiful stick, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's disgusting.
In the 3K, yeah, the DPS line was so beautiful, as well as Jax. And just Bandicoots couldn't clean up quick enough to stop in the stall, it seems like. Most fights that they won were off of the back of repeat or on the back of ults. So they need to work on their coordination with just like being able to clean people up is what it looks like. I thought they had it.
I,
I thought Bandicoots had it when they stopped the ulting Pharah and then they got the Tracer and they had the Valking Mercy on point. I thought Bandicoots was going to pull it back.
yeah, absolutely. That just goes to show you that this is so far. This is not looking like it's going to be a shutout one way or the other. Just to show close these teams are. It's just a matter of who gets these small advantages can absolutely decide the course of the fight and the round.
I do want to point something out, however. Most times you watch in the Overwatch League, you see casters talk about the win on control doesn't mean much because you look back to the first week of Overwatch League Season 3 and every team that won the first control point got swept after that. They won the first one, then got completely swept. It doesn't happen every time, but it might not be surprising to see Bandicoots just be like, all right, we're not good on control. Are you good on anything other than control? Let's roll you, see if you can find out. But that might not be the case. Odyssey might just be able to be like, no, we're good on everything. I don't care what you say you're good at because we're just better all around.
Absolutely. I don't think that. I mean, A, this is not the Overwatch League. This is Owlet. B, there's a lot of different skill sets for these players, and there's a lot of reasons that they're at the ranks that they're at. You could have a player who has incredible aim, but maybe their positioning isn't as good, or they're really good at game sense, but maybe their aim isn't up to snuff. Their ability usage leaves stuff to be desired. You have a lot of different strengths and weaknesses from these players. So there's a lot that could happen from these two teams.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm a bit of both. My positioning's bad and my aim is bad. So where does that put me?
On the casting desk.
That is a very good point, as much as I hate to admit it.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
which map do you think we're going to be seeing coming out next?
that's going to be tough. I mean, our next map, forgot the next map type. I think it's, I don't remember, but I mean, if you're Bandicoots, I think you want to avoid high ground because Odyssey has shown that they are willing to play. They're willing to play this sort of very dive strategy. They're willing to play this Winston Diva, and they can play it really, really well.
So I'm going to say stick away from Gibraltar. That's all I'm going to say on that matter.
Definitely,
we are going to escort.
We're going to escort. I can't. I'm bad. So, yeah. Anyway, we are going to our escort maps, so there's a lot that can be done here. Yeah, I completely agree. Stay away from Gibraltar.
The three maps, though, are Gibraltar, Dorado, and Havana. So Dorado, first point can be very easy to dive if you pull out a ball, boot people off the high ground, and then just collapse onto them. Gibraltar is the stereotypical dive map. It's what dive was stereotypicalized as. You look at dive, you think Gibraltar. You look at brawl, you think King's Row. It's just that's how it is. So I don't see Bandicoots realistically choosing Gibraltar. So they have to go Dorado or Havana, one of the two here.
Yeah, I think Havana might be best, especially if they have faith in their hit scan to play like a Widowmaker or an Ashe. If they think that they can win that duel, I think that Havana could be a very good pick for them because of its long sight lines there.
From what I've heard, Repeat's more of a flex DPS. He loves the projectile, and he's not good with Ashe and Widow. So double sniper's always been good on Havana. So if Odyssey can have somebody who plays the double sniper, they roll out with double sniper. Bandicoots can't realistically mirror it.
That is true. So
we are
see.
going to Dorado.
gonna just go to Dorado. So that's interesting because point two of Dorado especially can be so conducive to dive. You have a lot of high ground and you can really play it.
For sure. Especially if you decide to hold up on defensive dive first point. Even during like Brawl Goats meta, you saw some people opt for like the defensive dive first hold, where they just hold on top of one of the buildings, drop down, then use their boosters to get back up, and just keep repeating that. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And that might be valuable for Odyssey on their defense. I don't know what Bandicoots are going to roll out with, though. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna see. So when we get the confirmation from these two teams, we'll hop into Dorado and we'll see what they roll out on.
I think Odyssey might have a little bit of an edge here, simply because of the fact that they can flex onto the dive if they want. But that's also all that we've seen from Odyssey. So they might be a dive one trick. If Bandicoots win this one and there's no good dive hybrids, they might be at a disadvantage a bit.
That could be, but we're gonna see. I think we just got some confirmations, so we'll be going in soon. That we're going in to Dorado. I'm excited by the thought of these two teams maybe playing dive against each other and seeing if Bandicoots can turn it around.
For sure. Especially if Bandicoots can just focus on clearing the spawns a lot quicker. I do see it looks like on the side of Bandicoots, that looks like a Winston Zarya comp in the top left. And Jeff might still be on the Mercy. They might be running Mercy Ash, the Echo, Ana, same exact thing as before. That might be fun to watch as long as they get their target focus.
Absolutely, that is tantamount to dive. You need to have good target focus and Hog Arisa coming out from Odyssey. That's an interesting choice, and I mean they are on the attack, so it's not certain for. It's not 100% that Odyssey's going to go this comp, but it's an interesting comp because you have the halt and hook combo, but Vantage on the Winston might make. I don't know. Then you have the Zen Brig healing line.
I think they're just trolling. Maybe Jax could stay on the Roadhog. No, I was so happy for a second.
We were.
Pulled pork is the time of its own.
We baited. Here comes the Winston diving in and Jack on the Widow. So I really think that maybe Jack is gonna just take down Kemi immediately. Gonna get resurrected, but that's a critical piece of utility gone from Bandicoot's repertoire here. And already Jack has so much ult charge to the tactical, to those, to Infrasight. Yeah, Infrasight, that's the word. And it's just a show of, well, repeat, going to get the pick up onto Jack there. And Rip and Pippin going to get taken down as they try and come in. Ian's going to go down, but it's just going to get resurrected.
That's a very good disengage. Even though that Zim 82 has the primal, right now he's just acting his ultimate charge. I feel like he's just trying to secure a kill here, which he does. But at the same time, he's been giving a lot of vault charge away. But he also did drain a lot of resources. And look at all the time that's been brought back. What did I say about target focus? They couldn't focus him down quick enough, and now respawns are back.
Ooh. Yeah, and then Jeffbot and Vantage both going down, and Repeat's gonna follow as well. And it looks like this card, off of that play from Zim82, what we thought might have been a little bit of a poor choice was actually just what they needed. It was a hero play coming out from Zim82.
Kemi is on the Widow now, looking to counter Jack on the Widow. I believe this should be a very fun one to watch.
Ooh, not for Kemi though. Not for anyone interested in enjoying the game. If you're a Bandicoots fan, Jack has been absolutely destroying the members of anyone with a J at the start of their name. Has just been destroying the members of Bandicoots as they just jump in and push them back almost to their spawn here on second point.
And the only ult that was used there on the side of Odyssey was a Valkyrie. The infra sights had worn off by the time the fight started. There was a nano and a repeat, but nano blade didn't happen. The EMP could be coming out here, though. We need to watch out for the Sombra.
Absolutely, the Sombra. Oh, but it might not even be necessary because there goes the supports. There goes the Widow. Jack just being a sniper extraordinaire, taking 3 down in that one fight. And Jack has already proven that maybe it was a good thing that they didn't go to Havana.
Oh,
Jack, stop it. This is disgusting.
Isn't fair. This isn't fair.
He's gonna get res, gonna have another chance at this Widow duel potentially, but the Genji's going to try and duel. Here comes the infosight from Jack. Kemi has it as well. Oh, but the Graviton's gonna come in. So is the Blade. Rip and Pip is gonna go down. So is Zim. And Repeat's just gonna tear through the members of Odyssey. And finally, Bandicoots puts a stop to Odyssey's push.
I love the idea there from Bandicoots. They're like, all right, we need to engage pretty quickly. They've not pushed in yet. We're gonna run into them before they can use their EMP. And they didn't use Nano Blade grab. They only used Blade and grab. And Repeat charges up his blades extremely quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, the Sombra is going behind. Sombra looking for the EMP.
Behind there, just looking for that EMP, which can absolutely decide a fight. We're gonna see. Here comes the bombs. Here comes the EMP. 2 picks for Jack of that EMP, of the EMP bomb, which is such a powerful ability because it destroys shields. So if the Winston tries to bubble the bomb and the EMP comes in, it just you aren't safe.
They had sights on the Sombra too, so they knew what the Sombra was trying to do. I'm surprised that it was allowed to happen. Vantage goes down before he can use the primal, and
they're not even gonna be able to touch there. As 3.5 minutes for the members of Odyssey on this, and that is a really good push through Dorado.
That time is blistering. I don't know how to describe it other than a roll. How many clean team fights did Bandicoots win? The answer is 1. The one where they invested 2 of their ults, the Blade grab. First fight wasn't won. It just kept going on for so long that respawn advantage went to Odyssey. And after that, just Jack decided we don't need it. We don't need anybody else in the game. We're gonna force ults out of them by just winning. And that's what happened.
Absolutely, that is just what happened from Odyssey. They just walked in and they used their ultimates very well there. The EMP bomb is a very powerful combination and it worked out so well. It worked out incredibly well for them. I mean, and the time bank shows it.
Time bank doesn't tell the whole entire story simply because I feel like they could have gone faster maybe if they just didn't have that long first stall fight. I feel like it should be at least a 4-minute time bank, but less about last round, more about this round. Hog and ball?
It's more likely than you think, but Jack is just gonna come in and get an early headshot onto the Roadhog. 21% already, and everyone else is just at the pick onto Repeat, immediately going to go down and has his sights on Jeffbot, just going to put so much pressure onto everyone, going to go down Jeffbot, and oh my goodness, this is disgusting from Jack, just putting so much pressure onto every member of Bandicoots, and already charging so much fun.
I would also like to point out the fact that Vantage tried for the flank around the backside, boop everybody off, but Zephyr just turned around and slept him. It doesn't matter how fast you're going before the sleep. If you get slept, that's it.
Absolutely, you know, if you get slept, you're done as a wrecking ball. All of your momentum is gone. Repeat's gonna get the pick up on a Howl Fiber though. Here comes the info sight from Jack, just waiting, just trying to peek around, get the pick onto Cammy there. Ian's going to sleep him though. Not going to be there for long. Jeffbot's gonna go down as well. And just an amazing performance so far by Jack throughout this map. And just has been making the DPS, anyone with a 200 HP health bar, cower in terror.
Even more than that is Rip and Pippin's just hard pocketing Jack. You can get 2-shot, and Snopes just completely has to play in fear as well, even if it doesn't look like it.
Absolutely, and Deathbot's just gonna go down again. This dive has been just destructive from the members of Rip and Pippin's gonna get pulse bombed, gonna Guardian Angel away. A good play by Rip and Pippin, but still, losing your Mercy is never good, especially when you're holding up as far as the members of and Jeffbot's is gonna go down again. This is disgusting.
There's 5 volts on the side of Odyssey, and the only one they ever used was Infrasight.
Oh my gosh, this is just the only thing I can think of to say is it's disgusting. 6 ultimates on the side of Odyssey. It might just be an ult fiesta here with a lot on the side. Oh, the EMP's gonna catch 4, 5, and the bomb's gonna come in, but it's too high. No one's there to die to it, but they're still gonna die.
That was so many ults invested though on the side of Odyssey, and there were none invested on the side of Bandicoot. So if you want to point out something good, it's that now there's a forced reset. Everybody died and Repeat goes down. Never mind, just forget whatever I was talking about.
Jack has just been absolutely destroying the members of Bandicoots. Just headshot after headshot. It feels like every 30 seconds he has that Infrasight. He's just done so much damage. It's already 20% to another. Zephyr's going to go down. Here comes the bomb. It's gonna find Rip and Pippin and the members of Bandicoots. They're finally going to put an end to the hold that Odyssey had against them. Jack going to fall, the last one there in that fight.
Rip and Pippin was trying to get off the res, and he was rezzing when the bomb came up. He couldn't hide. He physically couldn't cancel it. Snope still has the whole hog coming in the next fight, but Jack, I wouldn't be surprised to see him pop in for sight and just immediately win. With Zephyr putting the nano onto Zim 82, which he does.
There. Oh, the pick onto Repeat. Just gonna go down. Gonna get the pick onto Jeffbot. Gonna get the pick up onto Ian. That's disgusting. And gonna get the pick up onto just for fun as well. That's 4 picks in that fight just to seal it off for Odyssey with Jack just demolishing.
I'm gonna say something very serious to Bandicoots right now. If you have a Widow that's destroying your Widow, you can't counter sniper, you can't do anything. You need to find a way to dive her, take her out of the fight quicker, maybe just hard run ball into her, make sure that she can't be pocketed. Something like that, because Jack, they can't. Jack is just controlling the game.
60% scoped accuracy. 60% scoped accuracy. That's just disgusting. 17 scoped critical hits. That's
you don't see that.
No.
You don't see that ever.
Yeah, a 60% scoped accuracy is just insane coming out from Jack, and it showed in how he performed throughout these first two maps. And now it is up to Bandicoots. They have one map to try and bring this back. Otherwise, they Odyssey might just continue their dominant form, 3-0 sweep them.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all, if I'm going to be completely honest. Jack is just going completely uncontested. I believe he got killed once or twice at the start of every single fight. I mean, he got a kill at every single fight at the start of every single fight. And the only time I remember him getting picked off was at the very first hold from Bandicoots when Zim82 made the hero play. Jack was picked off first, but after that, every single fight, Jack just had an insane pocket from Rip and Pippin, and he just couldn't die. And if he did die, he was back within 5 seconds.
Absolutely. And Jack just, when you have that mercy pocket and you're doing as well as Jack is, it's hard to deal with that. Widow is such a powerful character if she's played well, and Jack has absolutely been playing her well. But when we come back from our halftime break, we're going to see if Jack can continue. Well, Jack and the members of Odyssey can continue their incredible play, or if Bandicoots are going to change something and they're going to bring it back and try and get the reverse sweep. We will see you then. And we are back with Bandicoots versus Odyssey. When we left off, we had Odyssey going up 2-0 with some incredible hero plays from their Widowmaker, from Jack. Just an amazing just an amazing performance. It felt like there was no fight where Jack wasn't in the kill feed twice or more. And so now, as we're going into our last map, which is going to be
potentially. Don't cast or curse them.
I'm not going to try and cast a curse. We're going into our hybrid map, and hybrid
brawl.
Map. What could they?
This is a brawl map.
Doing? It's a brawl map and a hybrid map in our match. What could it be? Maybe Eichenwald? It's King's Row. Surprise.
Surprise, no surprise. And I think right now, Bandicoots might have a little bit of an advantage if they just reset their mental. If their mentals are reset and they're good, they're going to have an ability to catch Jack off guard, because Jack's been sitting free this entire time. And if Bandicoots decide, hey, I know what I'm doing now, we can counter him with our brawl, we play tighter behind corners, Jack might not be able to get as much value. Of course, I'm saying that like I didn't say the same exact thing last time on Dorado, and Jack just completely was like, you know what, you're wrong. I don't even need to say anything, just watch my gameplay. And I have been, and it's insane.
It has been nuts. So we'll see, though. King's Row is a very popular Widow map. So I wonder if Bandicoots are going to try and play what they're going to try and do to counter Jack, because they need to counter Jack.
Legitimately, yeah, there's no other way to put it. And as we enter into the game, I'm expecting to see some form of dive come from Odyssey. They've been performing really well on the dive the entire game, and it's been working for them. Don't fix what isn't broken. Jack's probably going to be on some form of hit scan, and I love Half Fiber's Tracer that he's been playing. And let's see exactly what Bandicoots are going to be doing on the defense here. Jack's probably going to be sitting just right in the middle of spawn, taking the pot shot on Widow, and then just sticking on it until something happens that's like, maybe don't play it. As we go in, 3 seconds left before we see the heroes from both sides.
Going to be a little longer for Odyssey, because I don't know. Maybe they will be playing the attack bastion with a Hanzo and Sig Monkey. I mean Sig Hammond. But like you said, we do have the brawl comp coming out from Bandicoots. You have that Ryan Zarya and that Lucio, which can be powerful, but I don't know if it's the choice. Do you think it's the choice to go against the Widowmaker that's probably going to come out from Jack?
No.
They're not going to go.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do the enemy AC-130. They're not going to TP right on top of the statue.
Do not.
Please. They're doing it. They're doing it.
He's doing it. He's doing it, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes a teleporter. He's going to rain down a hailstorm of bullets, and all of the members of Bandicoots are going to have to run away. No, this is disgusting. I don't like this.
I don't like this. And Bandicoots, they just have to give up. They have to give up point presence. They can't contest this. Jeez Louise, that's
Repeat is going to try and do anything. Vengeance is going to take down Jax, but the Resurrection is going to come in. Repeat's going to go down. So is Snopes, and the Bastion on the statue is just, it's a sad moment, and Vantage says it best. Sag in the chat.
Sadga.
No.
Sadga
is Reinhardt.
Sadga.
Sag indeed. Sadga?
Sadga.
Alrighty then. Sadga indeed. 5.5 minutes on the side of Odyssey. That's Is he flanking
They're staying on the Bastion.
He's
They're
flanking
staying on
Bastion.
Flanking
Here comes the
Bastion.
shatter from Bandit. It catches Zephyr, but the Bastion comes in and flanks him. What is happening?
What is even going on?
I'm so confused. The shatter catches 5. Jack. The shatter. I don't know what's happening.
This is going to be a very bad stagger onto Vantage. No, he gets the pick onto Zephyr, but it doesn't matter.
But what is... Jack is just pushing forward more and more, gonna set up on the high ground, gonna take this long
Mercy
route
rocket.
with the Mercy Rock.
But there is no res. They had to res somebody middle last fight, but I don't think they're gonna need the res. They get set up there. There's gonna be tons and tons of ults right now on the side of Odyssey. They just need
Pippin
one or two.
does have the resurrection though. And is he going to try and ult from them from behind? Nope, he's just gonna set up behind them and say, hello, Hanzo. Goodbye, Hanzo. And just fire at them from behind. Getting 2 picks. Goodbye, Snopes. And just... This is the most disgusting thing that I have seen. I thought it was Jack's Rudo play. But his Bastion play is even more disgusting.
This is just
them from behind. Nope, he's
disrespectful
just
at
gonna
this
set up
point.
behind them and say hello,
5
Hanzo.
minutes.
Goodbye, Hanzo.
5
and just
minutes.
fire at them from behind.
Wow,
Getting 2 picks.
that's
Goodbye,
just-
Snopes. And just the Junkrat gonna
This
come up
is
from
the most
repeat,
disgusting
gonna get
thing
some
that I have
fire
seen. I thought
onto
it
the
was-
Bastion.
This is
But
just
now
disrespectful.
they're just
From
holding up
behind.
top on this high ground, gonna try and protect the Bastion, and just so much damage. The Bastion just does so much damage, and that is his strength. Here comes the shatter. It's trying to get Zephyr, but there's just no one on the cart. There's just no one on the cart to be shattered. They're going to try. Jack is going to go low, but still he's going to get the picks. This just makes me sad because it makes me flash back to all the times in ranked when you have a Bastion on the enemy team and they just
res.
and they resurrect Jack. They take him down, but he just gets resurrected.
There's
There's
a Grab
nothing he can do.
Odyssey have to face a Grab Dragon right now. There's going to be a Grab Dragon, the Immortality Field, though. No, no.
They're not going to have to face the grab dragon, because there goes the grab.
No.
4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Score
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say.
I don't
They
know
just-
either, man.
Oh my gosh. I'm recoiling currently. I don't like this one bit.
The Bastion strategy from Jack just... Is there anything he can't play at this point? He has the Widow strats that might come out on defense, or they might just pull up the Bastion again, because who knows at this point? They could do whatever.
I know one thing Jack can't play actually. The bench.
What?
He's never going on the bench. If anybody puts Jack on the bench, I'm putting them in a psych ward right next to myself, explaining for all of eternity why Jack should be on hit scan. But as I say, Jack should be on hit
And
scan.
he's playing the Junkrat. He's playing the Jack. Why not? Why not,
Why
dude?
not? Why not? We Vantage, I know he loves to play the Rhine. And not being able to swing into anything as Reinhardt is just the worst feeling. I can't imagine the pain all of Bandicoots were going through. Actually, I can. It's happened too many times in my ranked games. Oh, are we going to see a Bastion?
Are they gonna?
Are they
They're gonna play the Bastion. They have the
Bastion
farm.
Pharmacy? Bastion Pharmacy.
Interesting combination. The anti-nade from Zephyr going to find both the tanks. It's not going to do anything, but it's going to get a little opening
The one
ult.
Ian.
Ian, so low, but Jack is just going to be able to spam down the choke. Well, he's not going to be able to
he's
spam
not.
down the choke like that. And the Bastion's is going to come out, going to get walled off, and we're going to see if Odyssey can succeed where the members of Bandicoots failed in taking down their Bastion, and it doesn't look like it. Repeat, gonna get all these Pharah picks, and
That's just
look what you did, Odyssey. Look what you've done.
Odyssey,
You've
you
inspired
can't
your
believe
enemy
it.
to sink to your level. Look what you've done.
And
Just-
now, this comp right here that Bandicoots are currently running is a very weird comp. It's the same exact comp San Francisco and everybody ran in the grand finals. And
Of
the point
last
this comp-
year.
Of last year. And the point
Oh,
of
but the
this
wall's
comp-
gonna come in. These tanks are walled off, but the Bastion's just gonna do too much damage. Jack's gonna go down as well. Oh, and Hellfiber, he's just caught out.
No.
Nothing to do. He's actually going to escape, not for long though.
No, he's not escaping. There's nothing that can stop this right now. Not a Widow, not
Oh,
a Maria,
Cammy.
nothing. Nothing.
Wow.
So just a
Cammy.
point of this comp, apply off-angle damage. If they focus on the pharmacy, they lose to Bastion. If they focus on the Bastion, they lose to the pharmacy that's pouring in damage-boosted rockets in their back. The only person that can save them is Jack. He hits a shot on the Pharah, then the rest of the team's free to focus the Bastion. And it's a very smart switch off the Junkrat, because Junkrat would just continue being destroyed right here. We're going to see 3, 4, 5 ults on the side of Bandicoots, and just 2 on the side of Odyssey. But those 2 ults are very powerful.
Yeah, you have the Nano, you have the Blizzard. Here comes the Nano, but here comes the Barrage. Jack's gonna get the pick, and Jack is gonna get the pick. Talk about hard players to cast. You have Jax and Jack, but you're going to stabilize. And right here at 100-something meters, that's a really good place to stabilize on King's Road because you have such a far walk back for the offense that respawns coming in is almost impossible.
I do want to say, though, Bandicoots only used 1 ult, the Fire Barrage, which can be built up relatively quickly. But there were 3 used on the side of Odyssey, which is a smart choice. You need to stabilize.
Absolutely. They're gonna use the Infrasight. Jack is just gonna be waiting for someone to poke their head around. Here comes the Graviton. So many ultimates gonna come in. Kevin's gonna get the first pick onto Jax. The Immortality's gonna go down, and then Zim's gonna find the picks. All the picks he wants. He's gonna find 3. And here comes the Resurrection onto Snopes. Both the tanks are gonna be fine here, but Repeat's gonna go down, and I don't think anyone's gonna be able to get anything. The Bastion's still there, gonna do a lot of damage, especially if they're ignored. Kemi going to do so much, and Jack is on an off angle, can't hit the Bastion, but despite that, Zim finding the pickup onto Jeffbot is just what they need.
Zim was just alive that entire time, sitting at full charge, launching in right clicks. You can't hit anything that's not in a straight line if you're Bastion. And Zim was taking advantage of that, just sitting behind the cart, launching right clicks into everybody. And those right clicks, do not be surprised, those do a lot of damage.
Absolutely. The beat gonna come out, gonna get everyone on the side of Odyssey. They're gonna protect Bastion. They're gonna protect people from the Bastion and from that Gravitic Flux. Zim 82 gonna get 2 picks on that Zarya. Been making a strong case, and the wall's gonna come and gonna block everyone off of Bandicoots. And remember when Bandicoots had almost 5 minutes? 3 of those are gone now.
Yeah, that's just surprising. I'm not going to say anything other than I kind of expected it to happen. Zim has another grab. He just
Jack
used
is
it.
flanking around. Jack is flanking around, targeting Jeffbot. So low, gonna take down Jeffbot. Repeat, going to get Ribbon Pippin, but Kemi with just no blade, just with the slash dash, gonna get 2 picks. And now Jack is just completely out of position. Everyone's
They
moved
don't know.
on without
They
him.
don't know.
Just
They
surprised.
oh, they
Going to get
now
the pick
know.
up on the map east. Going to go down. Too much damage coming in. A valiant effort, but it's not going to be enough for Jack. The Graviton's going to come in, but there's just not enough follow-up. The charge is going to get Repeat. Here comes the Blizzard from Hellfiber. Going to try and zone off the cart and gonna allow the members of Odyssey to push in further. Rippin' Pippin's beat is gonna do the same thing. The Infrasight going to help them, but it looks like all the picks are going towards Bandicoots. That's not good if you're Odyssey.
I mean, to be fair, the beat only caught Jax and Rippin' Pippin. Hellfiber was low, Zim was low, but it only caught 2 out of the 5 people that were still alive. The solo shatter.
Advantage to Zim, just trying to stagger out that.
I love that play. Honestly, you need to be able to just push the cart, continue it going. The solo shatter onto the Zarya, make sure they can't accrue any charge. beautiful play. And Kemi's got his blade now. There's nothing to stop it except for
Oh,
a headshot on the
except for Jack coming in. Here comes the blade from Kemi. The Shatter's gonna come out. It's gonna catch 2, but it didn't catch Kemi. And Kemi's gonna catch a few. Gonna catch 3 with the blade. Such a powerful ultimate and can do so much damage as we saw there. However, switching onto the Junkrat, and we're seeing the stall picks coming out from
Bastion.
Odyssey. The Bastion from Jack. The Bastion. Vantage is just asleep over on the corner. Bastion. Here comes the Sigma.
There's
The ultimate's gonna come
no
out.
beat.
No beat for it, and Rip and Pippin's gonna fall, but so is Kemi. And because these spawns are so close, losing Rip and Pippin, especially since it's the Lucio, it's not as bad. Oh!
That's insane.
I just turned around, but no, the
they
Bastion's
need to
gonna
go
come
ball.
in by her. Magazine after magazine from that corner on the left, doing so much damage and going to help Odyssey stabilize.
Is he gonna stay on the Bastion? I think it might just be smart to nano the Bastion here. As much as I hate to say it, as much as I despise the idea, it is a good one, unfortunately. Vantage has the Shatter, basically. Ian has the Window. Window Fire Strike the Valk just to try and win this.
That might be the plan here. Kimi going to try and harass the members. Gonna try and harass Jack. The Shadow's gonna come in, gonna catch a few, but Jax is gonna go down. Jack is gonna find Jeffbot though, and now it's only Ian. No resurrection for anyone. Here comes the Nano onto the Junkrat. Gonna use the tire, try and get anything going there. Just gonna try and stall out. It's not gonna find anything. Maybe. No, it's gonna find snow. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to
Where's the
touch.
No,
They
Kemi
need to
messed up
touch
his wall
Kemi.
climb.
Oh no, Kemi. That's it. Odyssey.
gosh.
Odyssey. They're just Odyssey. Odyssey Esports is a minor team.
They do get confusing in that way.
We talked about that before the broadcast. I forgot it. That happened.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's just... The wall even walled up Kemi to do as much damage as he wanted, but he just couldn't finish off Zim. This just stinks. I love the way that Odyssey played. They played really well around Jack. They kept the man that was carrying them alive.
Mhm.
And the Bastion, as much as I hated to see it, don't fix something that isn't broken. Bastion worked. Jack decided that his hit scan was on today, and it was certainly on. And I can't say anything other than that.
Absolutely. And now we have to get into our MVP. And who else could it be, honestly? Who did an amazing job on the Widowmaker? Who just came out on the Bastion, which we all thought was just going to be a jabade, but it wasn't, and it absolutely demolished Bandicoots. Who else could it be but Jack?
Jack also had an amazing 4K on Echo, the very first map, very first point, second fight. He came out, popped a 4K with 3 of them being with the focusing beam. I thought he could only play projectile. No, he shows up on the Widow, rolls people, shows up on the Bastion, rolls people, tries to go for the junk, doesn't work. He doesn't care. He just goes back to the Widow, continuing to roll people. Bastion even. It's insane.
It was absolutely a disgusting performance. I can't think of any other adjectives other than disgustingly good for Jack. Just an incredible performance.
That was so disgusting. I think I'm going to have to go take a shower after watching that gameplay. I need to get something. I'm going to make a montage out of this, and it's going to be insane. I don't know what to say. Jack played extremely well. His positioning wasn't bad either. It wasn't like, even if he was like getting the shot, sometimes he could be forced out. No, he wasn't. He was positioned really well. Even if Rip and Pippin stayed with him the whole entire time, nobody could challenge him because of his positioning either. He played sidelines really well. He didn't push in too far. Just overall, extremely good performance.
Yeah, you say you need a shower. I think the entirety of Bandicoots are going to need a shower because Jack just did them dirty. And when we come back from our short break, don't go anywhere. We're going to have an interview with the man, the myth, the legend, Jack. We're going to talk to him about Odyssey's path and going forward for them. Don't go anywhere. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
And we are back here with the one, with the only Jack. Jack, how are you doing?
Pretty good indeed. It was a
That's
pretty good match.
good. I'm gonna have to ask you, do you want to apologize for how much you did Bandicoots dirty with the Widowmaker and the Bastion?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, you gotta adapt, man. You gotta adapt, and they weren't able to. So, I guess you could say they had it coming to them.
Well, I'm gonna say for sure that Bandicoots, their heads just rolled right off their head. Like it's just all gone. They're gonna have to find their mental before their next round because you completely boomed them. On King's Row, I actually have a question about the Bastion strat. Were you just feeling it so much like, you know what, we're just gonna roll up with the Bastion sim, or is that something that you've always been planning to do?
To be honest, it's 100% BM. Like after the first two maps, we were gonna go ball hog, but we just decided to land on the Sim Bastion. Just have a good time with it, you know? Everyone has to have fun.
It looked like you did. So is there anyone in particular that you do want to shout out?
Definitely my man Zim82 on the main tank and off tank sometimes. I don't really know what's going on with the tank line. I'm just a ringer, you know. So Zim really, he's kind of the in-game leader, you could say, and yeah, he kind of helped the team win.
For sure, dude.
Yeah. All right. So what do you plan to do now? I mean, you're a ringer for Odyssey. Is there anywhere else that we can catch you popping off like you did today?
Play for a team called Good Boys in Tranquility, Overwatch Tranquility. But I might become a player for Odyssey. Maybe. It's in the works. You never know.
I don't think I'd be disappointed to be casting more of your games, aside from the fact that they might be over a
I would
little
not
too
be
quickly.
either.
They might be over a little bit too quickly for my liking.
It's okay. I'll give you content if I keep playing. Content will be given.
Absolutely. I mean, amazing job tonight, and thank you so much for coming on, Santa. Do you have any other questions you want to ask?
I just want to ask, what did it feel like, man? Just coming into a new team. Have you ever scrimmed with them before, or is it just like, all right, let's see what you can do, and I can just win? It's that simple.
Hey, I know these people actually. Like in Owlet Season 2, we played on Expandable Odyssey, most of us, if anybody remembers that. We were in a minors division, and I played with them then. And I played with Zim on another team, so I know them for sure. And I scrimmed with them a little bit, but it's not an insane amount of practice or anything like that.
That makes sense. That makes sense for sure. I don't have any more questions. KWing, do you?
I do not. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us, Jack.
Yep, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You're welcome, man.
All right. So later, we're gonna have a few more. We're gonna have more games coming up this weekend. It's gonna be a great set of games coming up. We're gonna have there's a lot more Overwatch coming up this week. Absolutely tune in to Owlet Tournament. Look at the Discord for what's coming next for the schedule. And until next time, I have been KWing. I've been here with SantaClaws. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you then.
I know you don't love me like you say you do. I know you don't love me like you say you do.
Casting on my promises, you know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. Casting on my promises, you know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regret. I've become a little stronger now.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me can make me.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah.